Good afternoon. The government says it will approve a package of measures next week to address the potential economic impact of the conflict involving Iran after holding consultations with political parties and economic stakeholders. The decision affects households, businesses and energy markets across the country, where officials are monitoring possible increases in fuel and electricity costs linked to instability in the Middle East. The government says the measures are being prepared now because the conflict could begin affecting energy prices and the wider economy. The initiative follows a round of calls by the Minister Felix Bolaños, who contacted parliamentary groups to gather proposals for possible measures. Once proposals are received, the Cabinet is expected to approve a package of measures at a Council of Ministers meeting next Tuesday. The Islamic resistance movement Hamas yesterday welcomed the government's decision to withdraw its ambassador from Israel and to reduce its diplomatic representation. In a statement, the movement said the step continues what it described as the honourable position of the Spanish government and its people in rejecting what is happening in the Gaza Strip. Hamas said the decision reflects opposition to what it called the genocide faced by the Palestinian people in Gaza, as well as the rejection of Israeli violations of international law. It described the move as a noble position that shows a genuine commitment to humanitarian values. The movement praised what it calls Spain's courageous stance and urged other countries to take similar measures, including cutting various forms of relations with Israel. The government has expressed its support for the proposal to establish a joint military structure with the European Union. With the war in Ukraine now in its fourth year and the recent escalations of the conflict in the Middle East, the government says urging EU partners to join forces beyond the protective shield of NATO. Doubts among the 27 EU members include the type of army to be created, the scope of such a structure, and the distribution of leadership, which are recurring themes in the debate. And a Metro workers' strike for better working conditions in Malaga this morning surprised thousands of passengers who say there was not enough information. The strike took place between 8:30 and 11:30, disrupting the flow of trains during the morning rush hours. Among those affected were many students at the Malaga University and people who had a hospital appointment. That's the latest from TRE. I'm Bob James.